What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is episode number 25, and I am absolutely loving the SMX playoffs. At first, I will say, Ty, I was a little bit skeptical on Super Motocross when they came out with it, and I've said this multiple times, but dude, Super Motocross is sick. Like, it's good.
Definitely, I am happy that there is racing and we have very competitive racing in some classes and then some not very competitive racing in other classes. But I wish the track was a little bit better, but that's what you get when you're racing daytime in the heat of Texas.
Yes. Before we get into the SMX playoffs, before we get into the Deegan dominance, the Chase Sexton drama, I would like to welcome the Dirt Tricks God, the YouTube sensation. Okay, one of the biggest bike builds and YouTube videos you're ever going to see coming out soon. Welcome Clint Lund onto the podcast. What's happening?
Let's go.
Yeah. What's up, my boys? Hey, can I say something before we get back? I feel like I got to clear my name on something that happened.
Yes, clear it.
I got my name. Okay, so like the last time I was on, we got talking about announcers and like how the broadcast is coming out. You already know where I'm going with this.
Yes, I do.
I received what we'll call a little bit of heat on my comments on a certain person on the broadcast, and I have
Jason Thomas.
Yeah, I have to redact something. I do. Okay, after watching the show, after hearing my words, that was a little stupid. You can't just judge a dude based on okay, the thing is, a lot of people need to understand, I've known of Thomas since he was a pro racer, and the thing is like back in the pits in those days, he was douchey. He was very full of himself, but the dude is behind the mic on the track. He's a fantastic cover. I don't know how to put it. Color analyst.
No,
or
it's
whatever.
not. He's a track reporter as of right now.
Okay.
Yep.
So my personal opinion is he does do a great job. I'm going to leave that there. I'm sorry I've upset some of the viewers, and a lot of those comments were correct. And I'm sorry. I'm going to go back on it. He does a great job. And I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry.
Bro,
I went a little too deep on it.
Yeah, but dude, that's why I love it. And that's why I've always been friends with you. And that's why we've gotten along so long. And I think that's really what Track Talkers in a nutshell is about. You know what I mean? Let's talk some shit, okay? Like we do with the bros, right? We're going to let our real feelings out, kind of like Chase Sexton did.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If we're wrong, we're going to admit it. And that's why I hang out with Clint. And that's why I hang out with Uncle Ty. Ty, you don't do it as much, but Clint's good.
Adam, you never do it, bro.
Bro, I've admitted I was wrong.
And talking some shit, what do we think about AC and Justin Brayton's commentary this weekend?
I love it.
You really do?
Dude,
I do love it. Well, I'm particular to Brayton ever since our trip to Geneva, Addy. I'm a big Brayton fan.
Yeah.
I feel like Brayton was just such we got to see who Justin Brayton was in Geneva all those years ago, and he's a badass dude. I think he's genuine. I think even behind the camera, he's awesome. And I think AC, he's coming into it. He's getting the vibe. It's going to take him a little bit more.
Did you guys watch, what episode was it? Was it the first SMX playoff or the second SMX playoff where they opened the show and AC literally fell apart? Literally couldn't get a word out. Did you guys see that?
No.
Dude, it's either this one or the one before. AC literally stuttered for about 15 seconds and could not. It was opening the show, and Katie Osborne handed it to him, and he literally could not say a word, which is just absolute crazy nerves, right?
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, AC's gonna get better. I think he's really good at talking. to be honest, he's a little, for me, I think he's a little on the nerdy side of like how he comes across, the way he speaks. Justin Brayton, I think, is better. He just sounds a little bit more mature on the microphone. But AC, he needs a little work and a little time. But he has potential.
I think take this analogy for what it is.
Yep.
But I think they need to drop off the sport coats, unbutton those sleeves a little bit, roll them up, and get a little bit more motocrossy and a little bit loose on the mic and not be so politically correct and try to watch what they say, because they would be so much better if they were a little bit looser and not so particular.
Shit.
Not even talking some shit, but trying to not be grammarly correct.
Yeah. Like
all the time.
Like
because
almost
I
a little
kinda,
more James Stewart-ish.
Yes, because I can kind of hear them thinking as they're talking
Yeah.
of just their cadence, and it comes off vanilla.
Doesn't it?
It comes
so vanilla.
because you can like that. Like
they're not
spacing
saying what
and
they're
that
thinking.
timing is a little bit slower, so there's not any character in it. And I know what they want to say, but it comes out kind of just, it comes out vanilla. And it's just nerves, and they just got to relax, and they just got to go for what they want to say and not think about it so much. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
On AC.
Too professional.
On AC and Brayton's side. And I get it. I mean, they have a whole bench. They're, they're looking pretty official, but now we need to make sure.
I love the look.
We're putting.
I love the look.
Can you? My dog. Do you just like, oh, bro, I have a thought. Doesn't matter if Tyler's speaking or not. Yeah? Maybe. My whole entire life? It's okay, people. It's been happening my whole entire life. Been 31 years, so I'm kind of used to it. But
he's used to it.
Yes. But I think they're going to have a good show. I think I'm looking forward to Vegas. The last round is always a little bit looser, and hopefully, third round's a charm as far as the broadcast goes. And then I felt like Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart and Jason Wygant all in the booth was a little crowded.
It's way too crowded. And honestly, all that they need, in my opinion, is I want from now on Will Christian to just do everything. I just want her to do everything.
Dude, she kills it.
Dude.
She's so good. She's
is
easy
that
on the
Clint?
eyes.
I can't tell if that's sarcasm or not.
No, it's not sarcasm at all.
No, I think Will Christian is super good. She's gorgeous, and like that accent. Oof. Oof.
I love you.
Hey, but you got to think like where Will Christian.
Hold on. Can you not cut off Clint? He had something to say to Will. Clint, go ahead.
I was just saying, Will, if you're listening, at LundMx Instagram. my wife's in the background going, really? Really?
At LundMx Instagram. Oh, hell yeah.
Big fan, though. I feel like she kills it, dude. Like, especially, she's been doing motorsports for so long. Like, she's seriously, like, if you look at her resume, dude, she's so well-versed, and she just gets it. She's my favorite. I like Will.
Yeah, she's a professional, and she's relaxed, and she definitely knows what she's doing. And I feel like it's been she's been doing it really good for the last even couple years, and a lot of people don't know. She was pregnant like 3 or 4 years ago and reported the whole way through her pregnancy and everything. Well, it was pretty crazy.
Yep.
She's a baller, dude. She's a baller and shot caller and a hustler.
I do agree that James, Ricky, and Jason is too much. Okay, run the show. Go ahead, Ty.
All right, moving on. Talking about James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael and their commentating about the track. We going into the shittiest super motocross track ever?
I mean,
I don't know about ever.
What do you mean?
What's
a
the
worse one?
Washington.
No,
20,
SMX.
No, SMX.
Okay. Sure.
I mean, dude, let's put it this way. I was really thinking about this when I was watching the races. And I think this is Feld and Dirtworks collectively an issue that they really have to, I would say, lock in some stadiums, really like try not to move around so much, lock in those SMX stadiums and buy some quality dirt. Because the dirt, if you have a better, loamier dirt, it's safer for everybody on the track. You always see more accidents when the track is either super, super soft, right, and ruddy, or it's super, super hard packed. I mean, these are the best guys in the world. There's multiple pictures of the track that it's so blue grooved and hard packed. It's insane. And the problem is, just like you said, Ty, what are you going to do with that dirt and you're doing it in the day? There's no way you're going to have the best guys in the world race that track with that dirt in the middle of the day and have any other outcome. I don't care how much water you put down. I don't care what you do. It's literally how the dirt is made up, and it's that type of dirt. If you want a different result, you have to buy quality dirt, or you have to mix sand in it, X amount of pounds of sand, whatever you got to do. But the mixture of the dirt is way off, and it's very, very dangerous for the riders. I mean, look at how many crashes happened this weekend.
I know, but like the other side of that too.
Like big crashes, though.
Yes, I know. Obviously, there's some big crashes, right? But, I mean, they always hope, and I think what they fall back on a little too hard a lot of times is like, dude, they're professionals. They'll figure it out. But when you put competition into the mix on a very technical track, on hard pack surface, on some dust and stuff, there's no room for error. You know, that blue grooved or that little side channel of where that traction is, everywhere else is kind of fucked, right? And Dirtworks could have made the track really good, but they just don't have enough time in between each race. And then you ask them to be like, okay, let's make the track perfect for 4 hours. Well, that's not going to happen. Yeah. You know, even if you're going to water the track, you got to turn the track over, break apart those hard pack sections to get some moisture in there. And then after you do all that, guess what? The track's only going to be perfect probably for half an hour. 1 hour, depending on how hot it is. And then you're going to have to rewater it again. And then there's going to be a slippery period, a good period, and a shitty period all within the same hour after you do that reprep. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, Dirtworks does the best job. They're the most experienced team out there building these tracks. They do it all year round. And I guarantee you, if they go back next year, they had sand sections, and I know they've done this in the past, is they'll just mix all that sand in those sand sections into that dirt. Because, dude, you got to think, where the fuck are you going to find 15,000 yards or 14,000 yards of dirt to build these tracks and make sure it's all good?
You don't.
You know, that's a big hole, or that's a big pile that
you have to ship in.
Well, and two, who else uses that amount of dirt?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, I know this sounds weird, but like when Feld buys dirt, because they purchase dirt at certain stadiums, they keep it at an off-site location where that's their dirt. You know, a lot of places, they're using dirt that everybody else uses too. So it's like recycled dirt, then it's Monster Jam dirt, then it's rodeo dirt, then it's this. And after that compaction and decompaction so many times and all the shit that gets into it, it like messes it up even more. So it's definitely not as easy as just buying dirt, but that's why I'm saying like you have to pick locations where it's going to make sense.
Yeah. And this is the first This is the first time they've been at.
Yeah, but we're going to Vegas.
Yeah, bro. What do you think kind of dirt they're gonna do? They're gonna get some popcorn fart, freaking desert dirt in high altitude, and it's gonna probably be hot as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or hopefully, well, we do have a cold front coming in, so it'll be at the tail end of this cold front, but it's still going to be, 80-something degrees.
But either way, it's going to be right on par with Dallas.
Yeah, I think so. And it's just a bad combination because if you guys don't know, they are running Supercross suspension. What's stiffer, doesn't have a lot of rebound, doesn't have a lot of flex, doesn't have a lot of cushion, and then you're fighting traction. And when your bike's stiff, it doesn't have any flex, so it doesn't create any traction in those hard pack areas.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just circle back. Clint, you still there?
Still here, man. Just taking it in.
Like, just a circle back. So I really want to focus on, like, with Track Talkers coming up with solutions, right? So Dirtworks, it's not their fault. The only thing that they can do, right, is mix the sand in from the year before and maybe advise Feld to get more sand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Feld can't really do anything. Well, Feld obviously can do something, but it's how logical is it going to be for the event? How much are they going to make money? Is it going to be right? Are they going to be able to get the dirt in time? Where are they going to get the dirt from? Is it going to be from 100 miles away? You know what I mean? How are you getting that dirt?
Yeah.
So what's the solution that you would say?
If we're racing in Texas again, I would say daytime practice, give them like 2 or 3 hours, and afternoon or nighttime race. And Dirtworks would have the fucking track. Titty City.
So
even with that dirt, because you could see it, like it was still holding moistures in some spots, but like it was just getting baked in the sun.
Yeah. So pretty much the only real solutions to the world's shittiest track that I've ever seen is...
I wouldn't say world's shittiest track.
I mean, dude, it was pretty up there on hard pack.
I've seen some monster... it's not Monster Jam.
Monster Cup
Vegas rounds that are way worse than that.
No, they weren't worse, but they were pretty close.
It was just Vegas dirt.
Yeah. So the only other solution that you can really have is nighttime racing or don't go there. Right? Move to a location that has better dirt.
I mean, yeah.
Or buy dirt if you can.
We'll keep on
buy
adding
dirt.
Sand.
Yeah. If you can buy tons and tons of sand, buy quality sand. Which sand costs a lot.
Yes and no.
Depends on if the homie's trying to get rid of it or not.
Depends on how much you're making.
Hit me.
I gotta step in. What is this? Is this touch tag football? Are we seriously talking about track conditions when literally you ask Eli how was the track? Ask someone who was up front how was the track. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't know nothing about these tracks. Like I've been to multiple track walks with you guys, hundreds, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, it got really bumpy. Some areas were ruddy, but like the large sweeping right turn that was like a dual lane. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To me, that was sure coming out of that turn. So we had Hunter had an issue in that, and then who else was it? Masterpool.
Yeah, Ty Masterpool.
And Thrasher had an issue over the tabletop, right?
Little cross rut, but
different section.
Yeah, no, I know different section, but so.
But okay, like other than that, there was it looked like it got dry slick, and then it was. But I feel like that's the whole point of super motocross is that diversity. We want an outdoor track that's also kind of super crossy. It's a hybrid. It's a blend. And like that, it shows who has the most testing, the most development in that area. And to me, I like seeing that as like a true competition, like who's the most dialed. Because Eli was flying like he was on freaking tracks, bro, like on roller coaster tracks. He was flying.
Yeah. My thing is though, Clint, is like Deegan specifically said, he's like, after the race, he's like, I loved it. It was just, it was like Elsinore. Yeah, it was gnarly, but I'm good at hard packed. and I'm good at loamy, ruddy stuff, and everybody just wants the track to be loamy and perfect all the time, but you got to be good at both. But, you know, that's the Deegan to me that's kind of like, you know, putting on the show for everybody and trying to demoralize his competition. The real Deegan said this as well. He said they asked him about the scoop tire. I think it was Lewis Phillips asked him about the scoop tire.
Mm-hmm.
He said, why'd you switch from Moto 1 to Moto 2? He said, I went from the scoop tire to the regular tire second moto. I could have ran it the second moto, but I was sliding off some faces, and I thought it was the safer move to run a regular tire second moto. So whether you like it or not, the track was unsafe. Like, when you have those okay, that's stupid. You're right. Okay, the track was sketch, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you have those type of conditions, guys tend to get hurt more. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you have a better conditioned track and you have better dirt, the riders are safer.
Yes. But here's my rebuttal. Okay. Super motocross is unsafe.
I agree.
No matter if you have hard pack, tacky, loam, or sand, super motocross, supercross, motocross is unsafe.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Okay. But we are trying to make and develop a world championship. And I feel like if you make every track loamy and keep on adding sand, I'm just saying the solution to get that track better is sand, right? But I like it where we need to have some diversity in some surfaces. Just because, bro, it's becoming the fucking Scoop Olympics or the Scoop races.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be like that.
It's really like Scoop. It's Scoop-across. It's like whoever can run the scoop tire off the start and get a whole shot and then manage it throughout the race.
Yeah.
Like, this is the only track that they were like, oh shit, we really got to run the regular tire because it's an advantage during the race.
Yeah, but
and I like that. I like that because that's like it's the same thing in every other dirt sport with tire choice. Mm-hmm. It's part of the equation. It's part of figuring out like the best, you know, especially with the suspension, getting those two dialed in. That's what really makes a team and development come through.
Yes. And if we don't have any diversity in our surfaces, then everybody's bike is going to be the exact same and dial in, and we're just going to get the same winner over and over and over again. Obviously, Chase found something in Moto 1, he says, before Moto 1, and carried it in Moto 2, and Jet obviously struggled in Moto 2, and he's going to have a meeting with Honda about it after the overall. We would have never got that if every track was super loamy.
I mean, let's put it this way. Fucking, if that's what you guys want, let's just flood the fucking track in Vegas. Let's just fucking pour water. We'll put puddles and we'll have a mud race. We'll have one good one hard pack, and one fucking flooded one.
I mean, it might happen,
We'll make artificial rain, okay? That's what you guys want?
I never said I like mud races,
okay? And scoop across, whatever you want to call it, bro, if Dunlop is smart, they're in development making a scoop center tire with knobs on the side. I mean,
obviously,
let's be fucking, yeah, but let's be realistic. Let's just take it one step closer. Because if Tomac had some side knobbies instead of that like scoop thing, he's running the scoop 24/7.
I mean,
you run the fucking scoop.
Already.
Yeah, you run the scoop in Dallas, Texas on the hardest packed track in the universe. You're probably going to run it everywhere anyways. So welcome to Scoop Across.
Well, you didn't get the whole shot, so because the normal tire worked better.
I mean, anything works good off the grate, Bubba.
No, the scoop, I guarantee you the scoop does not work as good as a normal tire.
Bro, have you ever slipped off the grate?
Yes.
When?
I've spun.
When?
On fucking Supercross. What do you mean?
What race?
I couldn't put a name to
Yeah,
it,
exactly. Okay,
but
let's
we did
move
plenty
on.
of fucking practice starts on it.
Let's move on. Let's get into some juicy ass shit. Clint, do you have anything else to say on that subject?
No, bro. I feel like I think it's just sick. You know, the tire battle has been going on for how long between the manufacturers, Pirelli, now you got Hoosier in there, you got Dunlop obviously at the forefront of all this, Michelin, Bridgestone, you name it, right? I feel like this is where the developers of the tire really shine. And yeah, Ty is right. It has been Scooper Cross. Everyone's been running it, and they're almost making it sound like it's a tire for everything. And I'm glad to finally show, like, no, it's not. It's a purposely made tire.
Deegan won first moto on it. Okay.
And then 1 second moto on a regular tire.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Run the scoop, don't run it, don't matter. Winner, chicken dinner. Okay, moving on. Let's get into... Go ahead.
Deegan's on another level, dude.
Yeah, when you're 4 seconds faster than competition, I don't think it matters. Okay?
Okay, moving on. Chase Sexton.
All right,
okay.
What?
What?
I got news here because we got to talk about this, okay? Me, you guys know me. I'm a big RJ Hampshire fan. I think he's an awesome dude. Behind the tent, he's an athlete. He loves his dirt bike. He loves riding dirt bikes. But what the fuck? This guy had the worst luck.
Dude, I just want to know, like,
yeah,
bro, before I like go hard on fucking RJ Hampshire, I just wish I knew a little bit more behind the scenes, because when Ricky and James Stewart were pointing out that he was sitting down a lot, like a lap and a half before he wadded up, and then the crash of like he just kind of sat into it and got some wheel spin and still sent it, and then landed on the tough blocks and didn't like lock it up, and he tried to like double off the tough block, and he knows better to do that. It's just like, bro, that crash looked like you were dog tired.
100%. That's what I was just gonna say. There's nothing going on with RJ.
Well,
he's fucking not 100%.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it? Is he sick? Because obviously he trains. You know, freaking, he's not slacking during the week. We know he can fucking run 20 minutes wide open at 115%.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both know, and Clint, you can weigh in on this too. It doesn't matter how hard you train when you're hurt. You ain't ready. You know, like, it just doesn't matter. And RJ, he looked good. He was probably fresh at the first one, and now...
Do you think he kind of messed it up in that crash in ZMAX?
He probably messed it up in the crash at ZMAX. I think that freaking Husqvarna sucks on hard pack. It doesn't suck, but I think it doesn't work as good on hard packed as it does in loam.
Because isn't this kind of weird? 2 weeks in a row, almost identical crashes. In a rhythm section, gets a little offline, spins, and launches to the one side of the track or the other and lands on a top block and wads up.
Dude, I am telling you, and I've been saying this all year long, and I'm waiting for KTM, Husky, and Gas to finally listen to me. And I think they're listening to freaking Chase. Dude, the reason, there's something up with that shock. The rebound is so slow. It does not work. The rear end of that bike does not work on hard packed. It just spins. They have this like super dead looking shock. Like, for instance, why did Christian Craig do so bad this weekend? He's been doing so good, and he did so bad.
I don't know.
I mean, dude, the bike don't work on hard pack. There's something up with the rear shock.
Well, you know, those full-time employees at KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas, I'm pretty sure are trying to figure it out.
Dude, they're not. Ian Harrison is saying that it's not the bike. They're like, we got the best bike. Maybe you don't got the best bike. Because you know what I can love about RJ Hampshire that Clint was just talking about? You put that fucking guy on your bike, and he's going to pin it till his last breath. And the problem is that bike, he got so tired that bike was not working for him. It was working against him. And he just said, blah, blah, blah. Right?
I mean, he could have got food poisoning. I don't know. There's could be some underlying issue other than the bike.
Well, there is. He came off an injury. And then the crash at ZMAX?
I think he's fine from the injury. Because, he was been out since round 2.
I don't think he's as fit as he was.
No,
Yeah,
for sure, dude's not fit as he was. But at the same time, I think Ty's on to something. Like, Homeboy's been injury after, even before Husqvarna, like, when he was on that Honda ride, he had like this thing of just getting in these weird crashes, almost like Faulkner, where you're like, bro, are you serious?
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
He just tries so hard, bro. He does not give up.
Get him on the show. We got to find out, because, like, obviously he's probably going to tell you something different. You know, whether it's fatigue, whether it's the shock is stiffening as it's getting hotter, you know, and it's getting skatier. I don't know, but I'm bummed. I like RJ. I think he's a tremendous athlete, rider, and it bums me out to see him going through this.
Yeah, because I thought coming into Super Motocross, this was like the perfect reset for RJ, and one of the only riders I feel like has the raw speed to run with Deegan.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't have it at all.
Well, he had it at the first round. Wasn't he fastest qualifier?
I mean, I don't know if that was, Deegan messing with him or not.
Probably.
I mean, dude, either way, I feel like everybody loves to watch RJ and just loves RJ in general because he's just such a nice guy and he has so much heart. But, I mean, there's something there. Something's going on.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll try to get him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, let's talk about it. The big drama, the big drama right now, in my eyes, Chase Sexton's interview with Vital got taken down.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, the audio recording of the interview is still up, but it got edited to where it's cutting out multiple words, like a half a sentence here, half a sentence there, and things that he's talking about, Chase is talking about with his bike. And I don't know, dude. It's very upsetting that, you finally get a guy that's willing to vocalize his issues. And this is kind of like what we've all asked for as fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, typical motocross fashion, KTM or who, I don't know. I have no idea who took it down, but somebody takes it down and then somebody edits the interview, and it's just like, dude, it happened. He's vocalizing it. Everybody's human. Everybody goes through problems and shit.
And, like, not to cut you off, but, like, he just won.
Yeah.
It had a really good outcome.
Clint, did you hear the interview?
No, I was kind of waiting for you to expound on it.
Yeah, so let's go through the interview a little bit. Chase Sexton, rough interview. He talks about this weekend. He talks about how he, like Ty said, he had a better setting before they came into the weekend. It really worked good. Second moto. They found something in the shock.
In the outdoor shock that he was running through the summer.
Yep.
And implemented in the shock he has now. But it sounds like still an outdoor shock, but they're going to transfer it over to a supercross shock this week to make it transfer completely over.
Yes. And he said, and his words, close to his words, were like, I don't know why we didn't try that sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing was he talked about they cut this part out. They chopped it up. But, like, on Wednesday, he said he had a full meltdown with the team.
Yes, and the bike.
And he's like, I can't. I don't know if he said I can't ride the bike, but he was just kind of like, I can't win on this bike. I don't think I can win on this bike. We're back to square one with the Supercross stuff. It's not working good. Things like that.
Yeah, I listened to the first half of the interview. I caught it before Vital took it down on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase was, I wouldn't say loose, but like very open. And it was a badass interview. And I was hoping to watch the full interview. I think it was like ended up being like, 20 or 18 minutes or whatever. And I was like 10 minutes in. And I was like, damn, that was slick. And then I talked to Addie today, and I guess they took it down, and I looked on YouTube, and they took it down. But the first half of the interview was Chase kind of bringing you guys back from like last weekend. He said he wasn't happy with his bike. What I said last week was that he wasn't happy with his bike, and that's why his results kind of reflected that, because he was struggling with the bike. And then the team was kind of arguing with him about, I don't think it's the bike. We got to make sure you're good and figure it out and figure out other things. And Chase was set on the bike, and then they kept on testing. And Wednesday, that practice day, he had a big meltdown session about the bike and with the team, and just expressed his feelings about, I'm not feeling comfortable on this bike. I need to make sure, the bike needs to be where I'm comfortable and not where you guys think it's good. And was just a lot of back and forth about the team. I don't know exactly what he said, but it was something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came into this weekend, they got that special piece, I guess, from the outdoor shock. I don't know what he even could transfer from the outdoor shock to the Supercross shock.
I mean, it could be shock pistons.
It could be linkage. It could be shock length. Anything.
I'll bet you it's a shock piston or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a type of shock piston that they were running to change the flow.
Yeah, but not some sort of check valve or valve or anything.
I don't think it would be a check valve, because that would be something you're running in Supercross. But, I mean, we're all just speculating here. But another word that I thought was or another thing that he said in the interview that I thought was very interesting, he's like, yeah, some people might think I'm a psychopath, but I'm just passionate and I want to win.
Yeah.
So it's not like Chase doesn't know that he's nuts about his bike and like gonna go a little buck wild. He said he's just passionate about winning, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. And like, I get the standpoint from Ian and Roger of like, dude, ride the fucking bike. It's got to be pretty damn close. But the other thing that I was thinking too is, because like I was thinking that too. I'm like, dude, you just want outdoor, like,
how far off the bike? How
far off can it be?
Yeah, can it be?
And like, dude, were you just out there and you were doing good because Jet wasn't there, and that was like why you were so comfortable, and now you got on SMX and you're just like not doing it because of that? Or
bingo.
But that's kind of what I thought during outdoor. But now you see Chase win by 15 seconds. Okay? And when you're thinking about it, the time differences are so minuscule, and the time to be made up is so small, that if you get these guys comfortable where the bike is really good just by a tiny incy-bincy bit, they can make a world of difference, because that window is so small that micro progressions become huge progressions because everybody's so close.
And you got confidence in your fucking machine, dog.
Yeah.
And when you're losing, you could see it. Jet's face with his little goatee, fucking patchy face at the end of the overall interview, he was pissed about his bike. He was gonna go freaking. He was gonna go with a team meeting, and he's gonna go have a talk with Honda about the bike and how he was getting beat up. I mean, and that's Jet, where his bikes usually all good. He's winning.
Yeah,
Everything's
the
good.
phenom.
Yeah, well, who never has a problem, but now you got beat by 15 seconds. All of a sudden, I just
Bike's
lost.
an issue.
Bike's an issue, dog.
And that's, I mean, I don't mean to be gypsy tales here, but, that's why F1 is so gnarly, is because you drop a decent driver into the best car and they go from 15th to 2nd.
Yeah.
And maybe it is getting to that point in motocross where the technology and the ergonomics of the bike is making that much of a difference.
No, never. Because there's too much technique involved.
Yeah, but if you can get a rider comfortable and feel like he's planted underneath their bike, okay, look it.
Hold on. Clint, what is your opinion on this subject?
I'm glad you asked, buddy. Because here's the thing, right? Like we all know. I think a lot of guys listening right now know this too. You have your favorite bikes that you've ridden before, and bikes that you can with. You're like, dude, I felt so fast on that bike. I loved that bike. I should have never got rid of it, or maybe it was just a buddy's that you tried out at
We
LACR.
all have that bike.
Yeah, exactly. And you tried somebody's bike out and you're like, dude, my bike sucks. I thought my bike was good until I rode that bike. And what is that? What is that? Because even just before I took the phone call from you guys, I was watching the 2025 Motocross Action 450 shootout. And I'm going to talk track on Mosman, dude. He's biased. He's so biased, dude. It drives me crazy. Like they gave KTM the 2025 KTM Bike of the Year.
Oh my God. No, they did not.
Yeah, yes, they did. And he went back and he was talking about Honda, how many changes they made, how it's lighter, faster, better, like everywhere around. He was sitting there. I was like, oh, cool, Honda won. And he gave second place to Honda. And all he was talking about was, well, I guess KTM listened to us from our report last year, and they made the chassis break-in easier now. Now, instead of it taking 10 hours to break in a chassis, it takes like 1 hour. So they did something with the chromoly this year that makes it break in faster. Come on, dude. Get off yourself. And the other thing is, too, and actually a buddy at my work brought this up, and I feel like it's super valid. Suzuki, sure, underpowered heavy, whatever. The BFRC rear shock that comes on the same stock is near garbage. Front forks, I personally like the front forks that come on the stock. I'm a bigger guy. I like more hold up front, and I felt like they're easy to get stiff. But imagine this, okay? Imagine bikes this whole entire time, since the 70s and 80s, have all been electric start. And then Suzuki came out with this new kickstart bike where there's no battery, it would be the biggest news ever. Be like, dude, no more batteries, no more, electric buttons, nothing, no
Yeah,
cylinder.
you shave off 20 pounds off your bike.
Oh
That's
my
not
God.
The case with,
Hey,
they're the heaviest. But
Yeah, I seen it.
Did you guys all see the button?
Yes, Ken Roxon posted.
And Chisholm posted.
So sick. Did you see that, Clint, or no?
Yeah, I saw it, and it's fake. But
is it
not
fake?
It's fake.
It's not on their bikes. It's not on their bikes. Suzuki would never let them run that. Suzuki would never give you an electric start when they don't offer it on a production model. They just wouldn't.
So whose bike was it?
Dude, it's that starter kit you can buy. You can buy those kits.
Oh, really?
Shoot, I'm looking at one for one of my CR500s. I thought it might be sick to get an electric start in a CR500. That might be sick as hell.
That would
be sick.
Fuck that kickback.
But yeah, let's go back to what you were talking about. But I do agree. Like if they had that forever, electric start from, way back when, and then Suzuki dropped in a Kickstarter or dropped it to a Kickstarter and saved 20 pounds. Yeah, people
it would be the biggest thing.
Yeah, people would be ranting and raving.
Yes, exactly. And we have it backwards in our heads now that like that's old tech, it's garbage. You have to kickstart it. And sure, Addy, you're still on a kickstart bike. All my bikes are kickstart bike, but I do have a newer Yamaha that is e-start. it is sick when you flame out in a turn to just hit a button instead of pull out the lever and hopefully it kicks first start.
Yeah.
That stuff does. But I feel like he's just so biased. And coming back to your point, of like the bike and stuff like that with Chase. Chase is a good ass rider. There could be something inside the shock, like you said. It could be something with the piston they might have used, like if they use an outdoor piston, or so they have also different bushing bands too that have more drag or less drag. They have spring rates, they have fluid types, they have all different things up their sleeve. And, you would think as big of a company as Pure Mobility that owns Gas, Husqvarna, KTM, that mistake wouldn't be made.
You would think.
You would think that mistake would not be made.
Yeah. It's just, it gets into politics though. And that's the hard part.
I think this is my opinion only. Okay. Chase is chasing a feeling that he is looking for.
He's chasing a Honda feeling.
No.
I think he's just changing a bike response feeling from the track that he's feeling that he needs to go fast. Right or wrong, better or different, that's the feeling that Chase needs to go fast. And I think KTM, Ian Harris, and Roger DeCoster can't wrap their head around it.
Nope.
See, I think that this whole entire time, Chase has been saying, hey, this bike is doing XYZ. I needed to do ABC, because he came off the Honda and he got used to certain things that the Honda would do in really hard pack, or even in just fast conditions where it's ruddy, where like, didn't Chase have like a super hard time though with tucking front ends all the time on the Honda?
Yeah.
But I feel like he's chasing something, some sort of comfort factor that he had. He's like, no, I know this exists. I know this does happen on dirt bikes. I've had it before. And then KTM's like giving him everything in their arsenal they could possibly find. And he's still going, no, bro, that's not it.
Dude, but honestly, I know this sounds weird, but I don't think that he's chasing a feeling that he's had before. That's not what Chase is doing. I think Chase is literally riding his bike and he doesn't care if you have to be. Is David Blaine that super famous magician?
Yeah.
He is. He doesn't care if you have to fucking pull some magic tricks out of your ass like David Blaine, but he wants it to work how he thinks it should work in his brain. You know what I mean? He doesn't care that you can do this or this or this. Chase is like this. I need it to do this. If you can get it to do this, I'll go smoke Jet and Tomac by 15 seconds. If you can't, it's not going to happen.
Clint, isn't that what I said?
Is exactly what you said.
Yeah, but I'm talking about what Clint said. I'm talking about what Clint said. Clint said he's chasing something he felt in the past. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't think that he's necessarily going like, oh man, my Honda back in 2022 did this and I need it to do this thing. I think that he's just progressively trying to be like, nope, I needed to do this more. I needed to do this more. This is what's happening. I needed to do this more.
Yes. I needed to feel bike light. I don't need it to feel heavy.
Yes.
I want it to turn better, but I don't want it to twitch.
Good luck.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the perfect bike, and that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit. And you know what's funny is like you know what my favorite part about the whole thing is like, say Chase goes out and wins and like by 30 seconds and like he's got the best bike and he's just like, oh my God, my bike's perfect, and he smokes everybody. The best part about that is that has zero translation to like anybody that rides at Paula during the week.
Zero.
You know, they'll get on that bike and they'll be like, this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever ridden in my life. You know,
they would go like, sit on it and they'd be like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I think we've I think we've hammered that subject enough, yeah?
Sure.
What, you got something else to say?
Sure. I don't know, bro. I look at the whole race in its entirety, and you got to take, Eli's Moto 1 versus Moto 2 was significantly different.
Oh my God, Eli is back.
Ish.
Back
a moto.
Bro. Eli was fucking ripping.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's something Clint wanted
How
to bring
old is he? He's like, well, he's actually my age.
He's like 100.
No, he's actually exactly my age because
he's like 100 and a half.
I know. He's exactly my age. He's 31.
Okay, so this is something Clint wanted to talk about, and I think this is like, dude, what the fuck happened since Supercross? This was not the Tomac we seen in Supercross at all whatsoever.
Not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting him to come back and just be like, I don't want to say mid-pack because that's not true. What I was like 8th, sure, 6th, sure, but this hard charging Eli, I mean, I was like, wait, where did you find this?
Bro,
what did he do different?
I'll tell you what he did different. It's called time. And you can't replace time after an Achilles injury, dude. He's off the bike for 6 months. He gets right back into fucking Supercross. He feels like shit. He's scared as fuck to go freaking quadding again on his Achilles. And then he has a little thumb injury. And then he gets to train, relax a little bit more, holds it wide open in fucking Aztec, Colorado around his outdoor track for an hour and 40 minutes. And then he's ready for fucking super motocross again.
I mean, okay, here's another question for both of you, and I want Clint to answer this first. Do you think this has more to do with he's just more comfortable on his Achilles during outdoor and he likes the Daytona style track more? Or is this, like Tyler said, just finally he really got enough time to fully recoup and his Achilles is like 100% better. He has the confidence now, and, it doesn't matter what type of track we're on, we're back.
Okay, first of all, Tyler, it's not Aztec, Colorado. It's Cortez,
whatever,
Colorado.
Aztec.
The Aztec fucking Indians, dude.
Fucking time.
And then I don't know. So I guess since when has any rider in history, and you guys could correct me because I just don't know, have they been faster after injury?
I can't name one.
It's not
Ricky
common.
Carmichael. He tore his fucking ACL at Castillo's when I was going to go watch him as a kid, and they came back and fucking did a perfect season that year.
Okay, whatever. One guy.
The one guy I can think of.
Okay, but I mean, like...
Dude, let's just put it this way, Clint. You're right. It's not very many motherfuckers. 99% of us suck balls after we get hurt.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not common. Like, it's for him to come back from a pretty devastating injury. I don't think a lot of people gave him credit for how gnarly a torn ACL is or Achilles is. Like, I don't think people give him full credit. Like, that is career ending for a lot of athletes because for forever your mobility's gone, your endurance, in that muscle and that tendon is just gone. Yeah. And like for him to come back and be like, hey, hold my beer, I got this. What was he doing? Like he found something off season, be it the bike, be it different boots, be it whatever, good physical therapy. I'm sure he had the best of everything.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, good work.
Yeah. And I think it's honestly too, to add on to that, it's just a perfect storm for Eli Tomac. He did a few rounds of outdoors, got the jitters out, got the nerves out, and then he goes to these speedway races where we kind of knew that he really likes the hybrid tracks. He always did really well at Daytona, the most winningest rider ever at Daytona Supercross.
Yeah.
And you have tracks similar to Daytona with some like outdoor settings and some high speeds and some sketchy areas. Like, I think it's just a perfect situation for Eli to gain some confidence, get some speed back, and then, I honestly, I know I'm jumping way ahead here, but I can't wait to see him at A1, after he continues staying healthy, he has a full off season, and then he's coming in A1. I think he's going to be a fucking contender.
How crazy would it be if he won the championship on the year he was retiring?
That'd be so sick.
The other thing I wanted to add, and Clint, I want you to comment on this first as well. His bike looked better, right? His bike, he seems more comfortable with his bike.
Yeah, but what can we say for Coop, though? I mean, Coop was just like, gosh, man, what do you need, Coop? And I imagine Yamaha's sitting back there saying, hey, Coop, what do you need, bro? We're giving you everything we can.
Bro, and hold on. Can I jump in here?
No.
Let's be honest.
Nope.
Let's be honest. Okay. Coop didn't do horrible, okay? But for the caliber of guy that Cooper is, I expected more of him.
Hell no. I feel like that was fucking sweet for Cooper Webb. You get him on an outdoor supercross track and he's running fifth, dude. I think that's fucking sweet for Cooper Webb. Yeah, you'd be on the podium, but dude, that fool sucks at high speed shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is my take on Cooper Webb. And this was right when I seen him at Charlotte. There's a reason to the rhyme. Cooper Webb fucked his thumb up. And I think he fucked his thumb up more than he's putting out. I think the team's fine with it. I think they're okay, let's baby this thing through these last couple rounds, do the best you can. Let's get ready for next year.
Yeah, but my rebuttal to that is that he just had one of his best rounds, Moto 2.
Yep. Which was
the
solid.
fucking shittiest track for a thumb injury. Super chattery, hard packed, a lot of throttle control. What else you want to do?
He's been underwhelming. The Cooper Webb that we know fights for titles. Okay?
Absolutely.
And
but when's the last
time
that's
100% Coop.
When's the last time that you seen Cooper Webb battle in the top 3 at a fast, hard-packed track?
Pre-thumb injury.
When?
I don't think so.
I think one of his shittiest rounds in his career to date is Phoenix. And another one is Daytona.
Yeah.
And what are all these tracks like? Phoenix and Daytona.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You would think, though, with all the not the complaining, but the way that him and KTM parted ways and he jumped over to a Yamaha, you would think you would have seen a little bit more of a significant consistency out of Webb.
Yeah, but you got to think, I think you're onto something about his thumb injury is not exactly like Eli's, or it's not exactly like Jet's, and it's bothering him more.
Yes.
Because he's the only one so far to pull out of, what was it, round after Unadilla?
Yeah.
I thought he pulled out at 2, right?
No, he pulled out a round after Unadilla to keep his thumb healing because he strained it or something.
Yes, he crashed again and strained it again, and that's what I'm talking about. I think he's more hurt than he's leading on to be.
I mean, we'll see the injury report at the end of the SMX rounds, right?
Yep. Yes, we will. Okay, let's breeze over it. Ken Roxon crashed in the first turn, last the 6th.
That was the Moto 2.
Yes, Moto 2. Round of applause for Kenny. Ty Masterpool secures a 2-year deal with Monster Energy Kawasaki. That was really cool.
Congrats.
That was a cool little video that Ty Masterpool put up.
Does that mean Seth Hamaker is out?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to announce it. Joe Shimoda, he's riding good right now, but I just don't know why. It's I guess better late than never. Deegan is, jeez, dude. I mean, I know we always talk about Deegan, but rightfully so, dude.
I mean, we always talk about Chase and Deegan.
I mean, Deegan, what? Deegan's going to go SMX perfect?
Sure looks that way, dog.
What do you
Are
think?
you down
Clint?
with the Deeg?
I've been down
think-
with Deegan.
I think no one's matching his speed or intensity right now. There's just no one even close to his speed and intensity.
What happened? What happened to Levi, bro? Like, what's your take on that? Do you think Deegan got so much in his head, or do you think he's like got an injury? Do you think he's dealing with some kind of sickness? Like, what happened to Levi Kitchen? What happened to Levi Kitchen Supercross and Levi Kitchen or Tom Vial Supercross versions? Like, what happened to those guys? Like, they were competitive with Deegan, or is this Deegan 100% healthy from the wrist injury and he's just above and beyond it and those guys just don't have it?
I think it's mental. I think it's a lot mentality. I think when Deegan shows up to the track, it's his race to lose. And I think when he gets out of the bus and he's ready to go out on the track, he believes and knows in his head that he's the best. And when you have that kind of confidence, and it's in your interviews, it's in your post race, it's in, the lines of people going to get signatures at the Yamaha tent, he's in everyone's head. And when that short start gate, like, we could talk about that too. Like, that's probably some of the most level playing ground I've ever seen, as far as, like, it doesn't matter how much of a motor you got. It's all on your skill in the start, like how good you can watch that gate and then just be the most aggressive to that first turn.
Yeah, reaction time was crucial.
Yeah, Deegan's just, I think you're right, Addy. I think he's in everyone's head right now. I think when Levi goes to bed at night, he's thinking of Deegan, and Deegan's thinking about his car. They're just on different. They're just in different places in their heads right now. And for Deegan to be where he's at, where he's thinking about driving his Audi, and Levi's in his bed going, "Damn, dude, what do I got to do to get this guy?"
Yeah. Yep. What's up, Ty?
So, Levi Instagram, tough weekend for me in Texas. Never felt very comfortable, but glad to salvage a fourth. Healthy and ready to battle at the last round. Strong arm emoji. Dissecting this, tough weekend for me in Texas. Maybe he was struggling with bike setup. Maybe he got sick and he's fighting through something. But whatever it is,
Or
it's not good.
Or tough weekend means tough competition, like Daddy Deegan slapped that ass and said goodbye, and he can't find the speed just in himself.
I'm just glad that he's not like every other motocrosser and explained why he had a tough weekend.
I mean, I don't mind that, though. I know, but
For
that's...
an IG post?
Yeah, like, give me some insight into what's going on.
Yeah, but if you're going to lay it out there, tell me the deets, bro. Don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, don't, like, wham. Just give me the facts.
Yeah.
And then, like, this is it. This is what we're going to do for the next week. Let's move forward. I took it on the chin. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh start.
Exactly. Like, if you're sick, be like, yeah, bro, I got the vid. I was hoping to get my competition the vid for next week so I can win.
straight up, Mom. Oh, shoot. All right, guys.
You know what I think?
Go ahead.
This is similar to, Tyler just came up here recently. We fished Lake Keenan, and I feel like this is similar because, like, we're at the same lake. Okay, that's the same track. We had good ass gear. He had his fly rod set up. I was rolling with, just a spinner setup, and
Per use.
I was fishing off the bottom for a while, nothing. Fished off the top, nothing. Started throwing out like Castmasters, Thomas Buoyants, nothing. And Tyler's just over there, hook up. He was
we were on the same anchor even.
Yeah. I anchored to Ty, and I was casting towards shore, and Ty was casting like 20 feet away from him, and like he was just hooking up. And I think that's similar to the situation like that Levi's getting pissed off with right now. He's like, same track, you know, we're at the
Similar
same lake.
bike.
We got,
yep.
Yeah. And we're all going for the same thing. But I left with nothing. And Ty's like, bro, you want to just go get lunch? I'm like, yes.
my guy's like tearing up as he looks at the fucking Star Yamaha rip by him.
I mean, to comment on that is, I think if Levi Kitchen wants to become a champion, I think he did the exact move that he needs to become one.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that Mitch Payton Kawasaki is. I think it's 1% to 2% worse, if not the exact same. Just
I don't give a fuck about the bike, bro. If I was getting smoked by Deegan on the weekend and during the week, every single day,
you gotta get out of there.
And I was fucking getting undressed in front of him 10 feet away, bro. And I was like, dude, how the fuck am I going to ever make up time on this kid when he literally does more laps than me, has the exact same bike as me, and then he catches me from 10 seconds out every day.
You got to get out of there, bro. You got to get out.
What the fuck?
He's going to tell Mitch, he's going to be like, hey, Mitch, I think this weekend, I think I need blue graphics, bro.
Just give me a blue front fender, dude.
Yeah, just
trying everything.
Plug up the air box so it kind of sounds like a Yami dog.
Yeah, we got.
So
it's got to be the color.
Yep. You know who else I want to give a shout out to? And this, I mean, anything else you guys want to talk about after this, but Colt Nichols, good fucking job, dude. He's been riding good.
What did he end up? 9?
I'm not sure what he ended up this weekend, but he went like 10-10 at the first round, and then he was in the top 10 at this round at Texas Motor Speedway.
If you're going to give a boy a shout out, you got to know.
What did he get?
10th overall with the 13-10.
10-13.
Dude, did you know that Justin Barcia was back?
Yes.
12 and 13th.
Yeah.
Hey, your Christian Craig comment was kind of out of line, dude. He got 10th in the first moto, and then 18th in the second one. I think he got collected with some people in the start.
Not totally out of line.
What we need to follow up on is Justin Cooper.
Oh.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what happened with him.
I seen his arm in a sling as he entered his jet. Or his girlfriend's private jet.
Wife's private jet,
it's his wife's, right?
Yes. So it matters.
Damn. Shit's an ope. All right, anything else we want to talk about?
Dirt Trick sprockets. How long do they last, Adam?
300 to 500 hours. Yeah, you heard me correct. 300 to 500 hours made in the United States of America. I don't think I need to even say anything else. Riders like Ty Masterpool on the 450 was putting up top 5 results, bro. What more do you want?
You know what I heard?
What?
That they could last up to 10,000 hours, depending the terrain and your motorcycle and how good you are with maintenance.
Bro, lube your chain. You're getting 500 out of this sprocket. Go to dirttricks.com. Type in Track Talkers 25. The code's right down here at the bottom of the screen. Right there. And make sure you use all lowercase. Clark, no lean suspension. Give him a call. Right here. Mention Track Talkers for 10% off. He's the man. Be floating on baby ducks at the track. Dude, it'll be like you're riding LACR everywhere. That's what it's like. Just no bump speedway. All right. Well, Clint, anything else you want to talk about?
This was good times, man. Good times, bro.
Dude, I miss you, bro. I wish I could have been fishing with you and Ty.
Do you?
I know. I thought you might try to get one more out before the new baby. What's up,
dude? Crazy.
Your 7 dudes. Daddy number 2, second time. Congratulations, my dude.
I know.
Another boy.
Yep. Got another nephew.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to have to start
Uncle.
pulling out. Seriously.
Hey,
What?
I was gonna say, man, my youngest is 13 years old, and there's been no vasectomy over here. Pull out game strong.
I'm going to have to take. Hey, do you do like online classes or only in person on how to like the pull out method or what?
Yeah, no, it's a very private class.
Oh, okay. I'll sign up. Sign-ups are online. Yeah. LundMx. It's like a secret. You got to go in the. It's like a secret link you got to find.
You guys are stupid.
We're done. This is episode 25. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and please, you guys, we really appreciate it so much. But tell your friends, share the podcast, share the channel, go listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We rely on you guys as fans, as listeners to grow this podcast. We appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for the support.
And
hey, I wanted to add one more thing. I want to do one more thing. So
okay.
I'm going to make a little contest here for all you guys that are still listening right now. You guys are the real OGs. So this one goes to you guys only. If you make a post on Instagram, if you take a soundbite, it could be a screenshot of this video, of your favorite part of this video, and you share it on your Instagram, you tag Dirt Tricks and Track Talkers Podcast, I'm going to send you, we got some brand new shirts and hats over at Dirt Tricks on our dime. You just tell me where to send it, and I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to pick my 3 favorite shares, and then that's where we're going to send them to.
Ooh,
oh, let's go. Track Talkers hooking you up, baby. Damn, that was sick, Clint. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Peace.